Somehow I got convinced, I don't want to say talked into, because nobody talked to me directly, because I don't have contact with many people, truth be told. Uh, but I heard people whose opinions on movies that I respected, that I generally respect, speak well of this new movie project, Hail Mary, with Ryan Gosling. And even though I knew the movie, it was another movie based on a book written by the person who wrote The Martian, and I knew that was a retarded book and a totally retarded movie. And I sort of thought this was going to be more of the same. I somehow I thought, well, no, I mean, people I respect have said good things about it, so I'll give it a try. Whew. I don't understand the kind of praise that this movie is getting. I walked out. I don't normally do that. Usually I stay till the end. I mean, I guess if I'm engaged at all, even if it's bad, if it engages me, I keep watching. This movie is so boring. So boring. And I get that I don't usually like to call things boring, because boring is a word that people who are dumb often use to talk about movies and books and things that they don't understand. That they call it boring because they're not at its level. I mean, I know that sounds like a snobbish thing to say, but I've seen it happen over and over and over again. I've taught English classes. I've taught young people who think they know everything, and they don't like a book, and they say it's boring, and I know it's just dismissive. And it means that they don't get it. They don't understand. It's not boring at all. It's interesting, but they don't get they're just not at the frequency where it can be interesting for them. So they dismiss it as boring, instead of saying to themselves, well, I guess I might not be smart enough to enjoy this yet. Maybe if I become a bit more cultivated in my taste, I won't think this is boring anymore. So I don't use the term boring often. I try to avoid using it. But in this case, in this movie, maybe I'm not cultured enough. Maybe I'm not at the right frequency. I don't think so. I don't think that's the case. I think I'm plenty cultured enough. I think I'm at the exact right frequency. And I think the fault of this movie. This movie is Dullsville. The bulk of it takes place. It's just a guy, in a spaceship by himself, trying to figure out what's going on, and then he meets a friendly alien, and it's Ryan Gosling is an embarrassment in this movie. He embarrasses himself. He tries so hard to be charming, and I know that he's charming naturally. He's a naturally charming actor. That's his appeal. He doesn't have to try to be charming most of the time. In this case, he does this whole, oh, I'm fumbling. I'm a guy I'm always talking to myself, and I'm making self-effacing comments, and I'm in a room full of people and I don't know what's going on, so I'm going to say something awkward, and it's like they're trying to pull the laughs out of you, it's trying to like they're trying to make you go ha 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 ha. He's so awkward around these other people. And that's in the early scenes, by the way, because before he gets on the ship, there's all this crap going on. Doesn't really matter, but the sun is not. The sun is dying, and so Earth is going to be launched into chaos, and the human race is going to go extinct unless they find out what's going on and find out a way to stop it. And there's I don't even want to go into the minutia of the plot. But they eventually send him out with a couple of other crewmen, a couple of people who know what to do with the ship, but they die en route. Sorry to spoil that for y'all. Sorry, I should have said spoilers. Messed up there. But anyway, you can see this movie if you want, and if you enjoy it, then good on you. But man, I got so tired of Gosling just doing his fumbling, bumbling, trying to amuse us with his awkward little nerdy musings. I'm a scientist and I'm teaching a science class, but I'm, and I've got a theory, but I have a hard time expressing myself around. I'm intimidated. I meet all these big important people, and in the military, and I'm on an aircraft carrier. They put me on a plane, a fighter plane, and I'm throwing up, and it's like, oh, God. They're trying so hard because I think it's because it's all they've got. Because they just think, if we just let Gosling be Gosling, if we just let him be, if we just let him play the part straight, then they think it'll be boring. In fact, it probably still would be boring, but it wouldn't be nearly as irritating, if it was just, Gosling just I don't know, not being a fumbling, bumbling, self-effacing mess all the time. If it was Gosling being a brilliant sscientist who figured something out that's really important, and wasn't always trying too hard to be funny and to impress others and whatever. Or it's more like that it's more like it's his performance that's that way, right? The guy is we're supposed to think he's so funny, he's so charming, he's so amusing. It's just, and so somehow that's supposed to make us okay with spending what seems like an interminable amount of time on this little spaceship with him alone until he meets this stupid alien character who they find some way to communicate with each other. The alien character's star is dying too, and so they have to figure out what's wrong and blah blah blah. And they've got this. There's one star that's not dying, and they have to figure out what that star has, and maybe they can save the Earth, and the alien can save his world too. And oh man, but I tried to stick it out. This movie is 2 hours and 36 minutes long. Feels much longer. I didn't make it until the end. All right, I couldn't hack it. While I was sitting there in the movie theater, in a mostly empty movie theater, I went ahead and found out what the ending, found out the spoilers, found out what happened at the end. I wished I could just fast forward to the end, You know, when finally something happens, you know, when it's not just, you know, Ryan Gosling acting unnecessarily goofy in a tiny little spaceship, you know, and going through all these unamusing antics. But unfortunately, I didn't have access to a fast forward button, so I don't. I mean, this movie is getting praise. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't know what to chalk it up to. You know, to me, it was a complete waste of time, and I walked out. And there you have it. That's my review. That's my scathing review of Project Hail Mary. So take it for whatever you think it's worth.